Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. My name is Rick, and I'm joined by Roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, we would really appreciate it if you consider liking this video. An extra with sprinkles on top appreciation if you subscribe. That's right, you gotta get the sprinkles on top. Chocolate sprinkles, preferably. Please subscribe. Please like. You can always drop us a comment in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, or on the email if you are listening with your ears. romantasyroundtable@gmail.com. What?
I didn't say anything.
Your face said enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friends, we got a comment.
Where?
Really?
On our last episode on YouTube, which was on the Snow Queen's air.
Oh.
And our new friend says, WTF is the soup referring to? And I was like, bud, you're new here.
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome, friend.
Maybe you should go back and listen to episode 0.
To catch you up, the soup is the spicy scenes. Yeah, that is how we refer to the spicy scenes in this book.
It's in honor of A Court of Mist and Furies, famous chapter 55.
Also, big respect to that person, because if they came to our channel looking for the Snow Queen's air review. So thank you.
I hope you stick around. The rest of the books we review are different than that one.
And thank you for dropping a comment. We love the one every 6 months comments that we get.
One of us should probably write them back.
I tried to, and then I don't think it's saved. So
Cool.
I need to.
We'll figure that out. Rick's yelling at me for not making Bookstagram content. I'm going to do that today.
I just want the carousel thing so I can do it.
Well, I need you guys to write your names on my iPad.
I'm currently in the process of learning how to write, so it's going to take a while.
Can you tell our listeners about this side quest of yours?
So I have the handwriting of a third grader, and it's pretty bad, and I'm trying to make it better. So I downloaded this PDF from, I don't know, they seems like some sort of like literacy something. They seem legit.
We think they're British.
They have a .org, so they are real, I think. And what? That's how it goes. So I put it on my iPad, and I'm writing the alphabet a lot.
I had to teach him how to draw an infinity symbol.
I can't do it from left to right.
You have to do it from right to left?
No, what I'm saying is I can't do it if the infinity symbol is in the direction of left to right, but I can do it up to down.
That is not an infinity symbol. That is the number 8.
But not when it's long. Like, not when it's like 2 circles, right? It's like 2, whatever these are. It's not. It's a thin 8.
It's a thin 8.
Right. I can't draw a thin 8, but I can draw an infinity symbol.
Join us for more handwriting tips.
All right. And so we're reading Air Fire. Is that what we're doing? We
are reading Crown of Midnight, chapters 30 until the end, which is 56. We have also started reading Air Fire. We're going to double up and record 2 episodes this weekend. I'm the only one who wants to record them back to back. Everybody else hates when we do that. I only like when we do that, but it's fine. So this one is about Crown of Midnight, and we begin with chapter 30.
Yes, we do.
When Celaena finds Nehemia's destroyed body, her entire world shatters into a million bloody pieces. She wipes the tears from Prince Dorian's face with her gore-stained fingers before realizing that Chaol knew about the threats to the princess. Consumed by a feral, uncontrollable rage, the assassin launches a lethal attack against her lover, swearing that Chaol will forever be her enemy. It takes Dorian secretly using his dormant magic to freeze her hand mid-strike before the guards can finally knock her unconscious.
Yeah, this is great. She hates him with a deep, burning passion.
Yeah.
And she should.
I mean,
I think she should. But that's just me.
Yeah. She's mad at him. I don't know that she hates him.
At this
if
point,
she hates him, she resolves it pretty quick.
She literally tried to kill him.
Yeah, I know, but she's not. Okay, whatever.
it wasn't even like a
somebody and then like get over it in like 10 chapters.
It wasn't like a false kill either. He was like, I'm putting all of my weight into trying to get her to not kill me.
Oh no, I'm not denying that she was trying to kill him. I'm just saying that the bar for trying to kill somebody might not be hatred for Celaena. I think she would kill somebody if she just was mad at them or mildly disliked them. All right, chapter 31, a devastated and bleeding Chaol is forced to carry the unconscious assassin into the castle's rotting dungeons, locking her in a cell right next to Kaltain. Waking up in the darkness, Celaena is crushed by the weight of Chaol's betrayal and the horrific loss of her best friend. She spends the next 4 days eagerly drinking sedated water just to escape the pain through a dreamless sleep. Realizing he has completely destroyed whatever bond they shared, a guilt-ridden Chaol finally removes her frail, blood-caked body from the cells.
Chaol.
I still don't feel that Chaol deserves this at all.
Deserves what?
Like, I don't think he did wrong here.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not as mad at him. I think she's madder at him than she needs to be.
Right. It's like he has a job to do that. Like, he was doing his job.
Yeah, I think he's conflicted between like he's pledged his whole life to this king, and I don't know, like the thing she's mad about is that like he didn't tell her about the threat to Nehemia's life. But I would be more mad about like Nehemia being questioned that day. You know what I mean? I just feel like, of course, there's a threat to the princess's life. She's a princess. Like, right. I don't know.
Well,
and it's his job to like investigate it and like prepare for it, which are all the things that he did. And so, like, you know, why is he going to go to a random civilian and be like, oh, by the way,
she's not a random civilian.
I know, but it's still, like, that could have been confidential information if, like, as part of his job, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like Chaol's great strife is that he is conflicted between his loyalty to the king and his loyalty to Celaena at this point in the book, which feels like it's shifting into like his loyalty to the old guard versus his loyalty to whatever like new world is being created here. But yeah, I think Celaena is overreacting because she is in active grief. And I think she can't be mad at she can't be mad at anything else. So she's mad at Chaol. Like all of her ire is being directed towards Chaol.
I did think it was kind of crazy that he actually threw her in the dungeon though.
Yeah.
I don't think he...
I mean, I guess...
Go ahead.
To protect...
Everyone.
Him, her, everybody.
Yeah, I don't think he had a choice. There's really nothing else he could have done. Like he had to just isolate her. Gemini did a good. I think it's in this part. Is this?
Can you hear like the ice in the background?
No.
Right.
Also, fuck ice.
The only ice I like is the one my gay hockey boyfriends skate around on.
Stop. Did you say at the end of this he took her out of the cell?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think we talked to Kaltain here as well.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, so I missed that. And we had this great, informative conversation with Kaltain, where she's basically like, something along the lines of, she's like, I don't think I was brought here just to be his wife or something like that. They have other plans for me.
Yeah. And like, I feel like the things that Kaltain says are so like, there's a character in the Hunger Games like this too, where like was it like Wire or something? It's not Wire, it's the other one. But like, she says things that are like almost prophetic, but she's like kind of crazy, so people don't really believe her. But like there is like, she was talking about like the last time we saw her, she was talking about the wings and how she's seeing so many wings. We find out at the end of this section that she's talking about the wyvern, and so like, or at least that's what I think she's talking about. And so like there's substance in Kaltain's opiate withdrawal ramblings.
So I don't actually know. I mean, this is I'm not thinking ahead. I actually don't remember. I don't know if she's talking about the wyverns or like those things that Celaena saw past the veil that was also flying. So I actually don't know.
Yeah. I originally thought it was the things that Celaena saw past the veil, and then something at the end of this section, I think she was specifically talking about the wings in the gap.
Okay.
And then that would be the wyvern, but I think either one fulfills what I'm saying. But yeah, winged things.
Yeah. Possibly, likely bad winged things.
Bad winged things.
Pigeons.
Yeah. Chapter 32. Celaena wakes up clean in her own bed, completely hollowed out by her immense grief. We love pigeons.
Do we? Where did that guy come from?
My fridge.
Oh.
I saw like a pigeon.
Pigeons are the mascot of New York City Football Club. With only her golden hound Fleetfoot offering any sliver of comfort, she learns that she missed Nehemia's burial entirely. Haunted by her friend's final accusation that she is a coward, the broken assassin refuses to speak or leave her room. For days, she simply exists as a ghost in her chambers, paralyzed by the agonizing reality that her soul friend is truly gone.
Didn't go to Sam's grave, didn't go to Nehemia's grave.
We're not going to graves. Chapter 33 is the best chapter. Chapter 33 switches us to the perspective of an unnamed slave girl in Kalakula.
Jenny.
What?
Jenny.
Is that what we're calling her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jenny on the block.
That's right.
Jenny on the block. Meanwhile, deep in the horrific salt mines of Kalakula, an unnamed slave girl who we have named Jenny has somehow survived for 6 months, and she hears a devastating rumor. Whispers ripple through the labor camp that Princess Nehemia has been assassinated by the
Adarlinian
Empire. Instead of breaking her spirit, the tragic news sparks a fierce, desperate rebellion inside the young slave. Reciting the names of her slaughtered family, she adds her own name to the list and violently buries her pickaxe into her overseer's stomach.
Great chapter.
I teach about armed resistance to conflict and genocide, and I loved this chapter. It felt really real. And I had just taught a lesson about spiritual resistance and how people will resist in lots of other ways before they turn to armed resistance. And you really only turn to armed resistance when you know you're going to die anyway. And so I feel like this, historically, is incredibly accurate and really speaks to the bravery of folks both in this universe and in real life, who are kept in such horrible, inhumane, oppressive, violent conditions and choose to make their death into a statement and give it purpose in that way. I think it's incredible, and I loved this chapter.
Well, I also really... I loved it, and I was really sad that she doesn't do this ever again. Because I really liked it as a literary device also, to be like, we're seeing the perspective of what's happening from a very few number of characters, but all of these machinations have repercussions for the greater world. And so I thought that was really impactful to think about, like, oh, this has meaning outside of like the little sliver that we're seeing through these characters' eyes. And so, like, not to overdo it, but I really wished in the series that she had done this another 1 or 2 times just to be like, oh, other people are impacted.
I feel like it's a thing that happens in movies a lot, but I don't always see it happen in books. Like it happens in the Hunger Games movie, where you see the violence that broke out because of Katniss at the end. I'm feeling very Hunger Gamesy today.
It's because you only have bread in the house.
Chapter 34. As Chaol deals with his estranged, overbearing father arriving in the capital, Dorian struggles in his tower to control his terrifying, unpredictable magic. Back in her chambers, Celaena finally rises from her bed, spending hours staring blankly into the fireplace until a dark realization takes root. She deduces that the grotesque, theatrical nature of the murder points away from the king's forces and directly at Grave, the sadistic competitor she humiliated months ago. Fueled by vengeance, the assassin finally awakes from her stupor.
Couldn't you make French toast?
Yeah, I don't think it's the best bread to make French toast out of.
I'm just saying. We can still make breakfast.
We have eggs. There's plenty of stuff to make breakfast out of.
No, but you got a sandwich then.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys are fine.
We have a lot of cheese. And again, we have cold pizza.
Yeah, so you're done. You're good.
Breakfast.
Just eat the cold pizza.
He's gone. I don't even think he's listening to us.
Eat the cold pizza.
We're talking about how we do have breakfast because there's pizza in the fridge.
We probably should tune our listeners into the fact that we had this conversation before we got on air.
Did we?
That Tristan, Amanda's partner, is really unhappy that he doesn't have breakfast food.
Is mad that we don't have breakfast food, and I feel strongly that any food can be a breakfast food if you eat it in the morning. But there's pizza.
And as I said,
pizza is a breakfast food.
It is. And they have pasta, and pasta is also a breakfast food. I've been saying that for years.
I'm conveniently leaving out the fact that I didn't make breakfast this week. Although I would argue that even if I had made breakfast this week, we still wouldn't have it by now. We would have eaten that quickly. But you'd be less cranky about it because you wouldn't have eaten toast for 6 days in a row. That's true.
Eat the pizza, put an egg on top of it.
What chapter are we on?
The next one.
35.
Grave. Okay. Oh, I thought this was interesting. It's somewhere between 34 and 35 because I didn't write down my chapter numbers in my notes, but I thought it was interesting. Grave is also an assassin, right? And Celaena is and was an assassin. And I feel like the way that that they describe Grave's murders and how grotesque and horrible they are really highlights the difference between like Celaena as an assassin, which is like for survival, and Grave as an assassin because he's just like a sadist.
Right.
So I think that's significant. All right. Chapter 35, ditching her bright gowns for stealthy assassin gear, Celaena raids the secret tomb for weapons, including King Gavin's sacred sword, Damaris.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She slips through the castle sewers and stalks into the slums, tracking Grave down after a quick intimidation session at a filthy tavern. Cornering him in a dead-end alley, she systematically dismantles him with terrifying silent precision. After pinning his arms to the stone wall with daggers and piercing his thighs, she tortures a full confession out of him. Chapter 36. Celaena dramatically crashes the king's council meeting to drop Grave's severed head squarely on Minister Mullison's desk, tossing down Nehemia's lotus bracelet as proof the minister orchestrated the hit. I didn't remember that this guy existed.
I didn't either.
He was from the first book for like a hot second.
And while the king is visibly thrilled by her brutal efficiency, Chaol and Dorian are deeply horrified by the cold-blooded monster she's become. Afterwards, she breaks into Archer's bedroom to confront him about his lies, formally severing her ties with the rebel movement. She gives the courtesan exactly 5 days to flee the city before she returns to fake his death. At one point, Chaol goes, when she's like dropping Grave's head off, Chaol goes, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Your job," apparently.
Yeah.
And I loved that. Why are you laughing?
I had I couldn't remember why Archer's name seemed I don't know. It kept on sticking out to me for some reason in the book. I couldn't figure out why until whatever reason right now when you said his name. And I was like, wait, this isn't the fire sprite Archer.
Oh, true.
Oh, they're very different.
Right.
Very, very
but I'm like,
different.
it was at this, you just saw it happen. I was like, that's the other Archer I've been thinking about.
Fire sprite Archer.
From Brimstone.
A little guy.
Right.
He's a little
You
guy.
should call him.
All right, chapter 37. While packing away the princess's belongings, Celaena discovers the wordmark book and realizes her best friend was keeping massive secrets from her. Taking the clues to the tomb, she figures out that the eye in the riddle refers to the golden pommel of the sword Damaris, revealing a hidden poem about 3 powerful gate stones. Later that night, under the moonlight, she visits Nehemia's unmarked grave to pay her final respects. Wearing a black veil, she sings a haunting ancient lament, completely unaware that Chaol is secretly watching her from the shadows.
And this moment is very important that we won't find out till like the last chapter.
So I had some thoughts here. So they say that they're talking about, I wrote it in a notebook. So there's 3 powerful gate stones.
Word stones.
No. I think they call them gate stones.
They're word stones.
Okay. And in the poem, they say, by the Valk, V-A-L-Q, Valk?
G?
Valg?
Volg.
Gog.
All right, my notes look like a Q. That's why I don't write
Maybe
by hand.
Maybe you should learn how to write with me.
Maybe you should let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
By the Valg, 3 were made, and they talk about how 1 is in a crown, 1 has to do with mountain and fire, and the third one, they're like, meh. At this point, when they describe it, I was like, that sounds a lot like the obsidian of the rings. And so I was like, oh my God, is that it? Are the rings the stones? And I know, we already know by the end of this section that they're not, but I keep coming back to the rings. And then I love when she goes to sing this ancient song in a language that we don't know. I love that she doesn't have a beautiful voice.
Mm-hmm. Because not everything or everyone needs to be beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I mean, you don't have to call it out, though. That's all. We'll talk about this in the next episode. But
Chapter 38. After a morning.
I did have a couple thoughts. And now I'm blanking on what my first one was. But I'll say my second one. I feel surprised that Nehemia is buried here.
Yeah. That they didn't take her back to.
That they didn't, because as the princess of, a whole nother nation, I'm surprised that they didn't try to return her body in some way.
I'm actually not. I didn't think about it, but I'm not, because the king is the worst. And he probably doesn't care.
Yeah, my thought process was they didn't want her grave to be a pilgrimage site for rebels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm surprised her father didn't demand getting her body back.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did, but I don't think the king cared.
Yeah, but I'm surprised she didn't spell that out.
Mm-hmm.
That dad demanded it and king said no because, I feel like we filled in gaps in a way that makes sense, but I'm surprised she didn't say it. Maybe she just assumed we'd figure it out. Sarah thinks her readers are smart.
We also, my favorite things about her going down to the tomb are just her conversations that she has with Mort.
Dude, I love Mort so much.
So
I'm really sad that we don't have Mort in the next book.
The first time when
the first third of the next book.
When she goes to get the weapons to go after Grave, and he's sitting there being like, "You're desecrating the tomb, and how dare you take the stone
and he can't
out of
move.
here." Right.
So he's just I picture him just what are you doing? Tied to the door.
Just to set you up and break your heart. I actually don't know when we get Mort back, or if we do. I actually don't know if we do. I don't remember.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. There's a very sad thing here where Fleetfoot keeps waiting for Nehemia, and it's really freaking sad, and I hate it. Okay. After a morning walk with her dog, Celaena runs into Dorian in the royal library, leading to a surprisingly soft and friendly conversation between the estranged pair. Oh, they're afraid that Fleetfoot's going to destroy the books.
What?
And they're afraid that Fleetfoot's going to destroy the books in the library. Mm-hmm. And Celaena says she knows to stick to the poetry in Math's books, which I loved. Meanwhile, Chaol is desperate for answers and questions the head librarian about the devastating funeral dirge he overheard the night before. The librarian reveals the lament was sung in the forbidden Fae language, a sacred rite reserved exclusively for the slaughtered nobility of Terrasen. The horrifying realization hits Chaol that his assassin is actually a survivor of a fallen royal court, making her the greatest threat to his kingdom.
Crazy.
Bum, bum, bum.
She is really his enemy, and really Dorian's enemy.
She's literally the enemy. That's why that's what she said. You're literally my enemy. That's right.
Chapter 39. After spending the evening spying on Archer's suspicious rebel associates from a snowy rooftop, a profoundly lonely Celaena seeks out the only refuge she has left. She arrives at Dorian's messy, book-filled tower room, seeking an escape from the agonizing memories haunting her own chambers. They share a quiet, comforting dinner, and she eventually falls asleep on his couch, finding a tiny sliver of peace in the prince's kindness. The following afternoon, determined to decode the terrifying poem about the Gatestones.
Wordstones.
She asks, I don't think she's calling them that.
Well, then she's wrong. I'm just correcting her.
Well, I don't think Celaena knows that's what they are yet.
Well, she should.
Rick is mad at me for having spoilers, and he's my number one source of spoilers. Anyway, she asks Mort how to find someone with a gift of clairvoyance. I wish I had written down my chapters.
You did my trick of just writing notes in order.
Yeah. All right. Chapter 40. Disguised as a carnival worker, Celaena confronts the terrifying iron-teeth witch, Baba Yellowlegs, and pays her in gold for answers about the mysterious word marks. The crone reveals that the riddle points to 3 ancient word keys created by demonic Vogue kings, which hold unimaginable power to open realms, and hints that the king of Adarlan. The king of Adarlan already possesses one. When the treacherous witch attempts to trap and murder Celaena with an iron chain in her mirror-filled wagon, the assassin fights back fiercely. In a brutal struggle, Celaena manages to grab an axe and decapitates Baba Yellowlegs, putting an end to her wicked games. I did not think this was going to be as significant as it was.
Yes, me either.
At this point, I was like, all right, the witch is dead. Ding dong. Like,
Ding dong, right?
went along. And now that I've read the first third of the next book, I'm like, oh, we cannot shut up about Baba Yellowlegs.
No, and it's not even, it gets more than that.
Oh my God, does it? That's what you say about everything.
Good for you. Gay hockey.
And now she is primed for spoilers because you have said that.
Good. Gay hockey.
We love gay hockey.
The hockey itself isn't gay. The hockey is regular.
Regular hockey.
Are you uploading the bonus episode about gay hockey?
I don't have it.
I sent it to you.
No, you didn't.
It's in our group chat.
I knew that.
I'm going to turn it into a video, though, for YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. I find the whole, like, Baba Yellowlegs being here and being a carnival worker thing to be weird. Particularly as we get introduced to the witches in the next book. And, there's like, she's the matron of this giant clan. And so, like, why the heck was she, like, traveling around at the carnival? Like, it just feels weird to me.
I don't know. I don't think it does, especially when at the end of this book, the king is like, yeah, I was talking with Baba Yellowlegs. So, like, I think the king orchestrated her to get her there.
Yeah, I saw it as like a strategy,
right,
to like keep my enemies closer, kind of thing, for both.
She was alone, which also felt kind of weird because
that felt weird.
Yeah,
I think that's why I didn't think she'd be so significant.
Anyway, I don't know. I mean, yes, she was alone, but like, she held her own against Celaena. Like Celaena barely beat her. Like, she kind of got lucky. So, like, yeah. I don't think Baba Yellowlegs needed a cohort. Like, she could have just fucked shit up herself.
But I feel like the one thing we know about witches in every universe is covens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clans in this book, apparently.
And they're dangerous as shit. So, in some ways, I'm surprised she didn't actually win.
Yeah. I don't know when this happens, but I wrote vulgar gestures are back, baby.
Nope.
So somebody gives somebody a vulgar gesture.
They do, and it's not that they're back. This is where they started.
Okay, but they're back in my life. Chapter 41. Up on a balcony, Chaol and Dorian watch the carnival being dismantled while discussing their deeply complicated feelings for the assassin. Dorian confronts the captain, admitting he noticed the profound connection between Chaol and Celaena at the Yulmus ball, and warning his friend to consider where his true loyalties lie. Meanwhile, Chaol is secretly investigating Terrasen's fallen noble houses, desperately trying to deduce Celaena's true identity after hearing her sing a sacred Fae dirge. Do you have something to say? Fuck it. Back in the wagon, a blood-soaked Celaena cleans up her chaotic murder scene, ensuring the witch's death remains a hidden secret. But it doesn't. Like, everybody knows she's dead.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, and the other thing was, one of the reasons she was planning to kill her, actually, no matter what, because she found out that Dorian went to her, and she knew that Baba Yellowlegs told her that Dorian told her secrets, but she wouldn't tell Celaena what they were. So Celaena was like,
well, Celaena tried to, Baba Yellowlegs tried to sell them to her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I will sell, if you pay me this much, I'll tell you what the prince said. And Celaena, not because she wanted to know what Dorian said, but because she was afraid that Baba Yellowlegs
would sell it to
had
others.
already or would sell it to others.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, that's important.
Yeah. Chapter 42. Celaena returns to the secret tomb where Mort the door knocker. Oh my God, what is wrong with me today?
Mort the door knocker.
Mort the door knocker warns her that killing a matron of the Iron Teeth Witches will bring severe consequences. Determined to find answers about the word keys, she arms herself with ancient blades and heads to the library catacombs to locate the Walking Dead spellbook. Meanwhile, Chaol sneaks into Celaena's messy room and makes a heartbreaking discovery: her freshly signed will, leaving her entire fortune to him. Overwhelmed by the realization that she truly loved him and had no treacherous plans against the crown, Chaol breaks down, sobbing in a broom closet.
Yes.
43. Armed with a magical unlocking spell from the Dark Book, Celaena descends a hidden spiral staircase beneath the library into a sprawling, terrified labyrinth. She navigates through multiple hallways lined with hundreds of locked iron cells, realizing the passageways form a massive spiral plunging deep underground. Near the center, she discovers a ruined cell marked by frantic iron-shedding claw marks, indicating something monstrous recently broke free. Her exploration leads her to the black obsidian base of the King's Clock Tower, where the Dark Zone physically repels the magic of her protective amulet. I want to point out two things that apparently happened before this happens. Cousin Roland, has headaches now.
Oh,
People be getting headaches. And now Celaena has headaches. Everybody's getting headaches.
Everyone has a migraine.
And
Migraine's fun.
yeah, right? Everyone's getting headaches. And again, I wrote in my notes, Obsidian Clock Tower rings connection, ? So I've got a lot of theories about rings, apparently. Okay.
What are your theories about rings?
Well, I think we kind of know now, though.
Okay. Well, I guess when we get to the end, I want to remember that question.
Okay. Chapter 44. Dorian, noticing Celaena's battle-ready braided hair, secretly trails her deep into the forgotten subterranean dungeon. As Celaena tries to retreat from the clock tower, she realizes she's being hunted by a grotesque, emaciated creature with milky eyes and razor-sharp claws. The monster, which possesses unnatural strength and a terrifying human-like scarred face, ambushes her in the pitch-black corridor. Bleeding and outmatched by the creature's feral speed, Celaena is forced into a desperate, frantic sprint back towards the library stairs. I'm going to keep going. Chapter 45, Dorian intercepts a battered Celaena at the stairs, and the two barely manage to slam an iron door shut against the raging monster. When brute strength isn't enough to hold the door, Dorian's raw, untamed magic instinctively flares up, heating the metal in a frantic attempt to weld it shut. While Dorian retrieves the spellbook, Celaena uses her own blood to paint a permanent binding word mark on the threshold, trapping the creature just long enough for her to decapitate and butcher it. Retreating to the prince's tower, they finally share their deepest secrets. Dorian confesses the truth about his emerging magic, and Celaena theorizes the king is using a word key to forge these dark monstrosities. So an important thing that's said here is that the creature had been made.
Mm-hmm.
This creature was not born like this. This creature had been made.
And it looked human.
It looked human. Yeah.
And obviously, Dorian's magic has shown up a couple times before this, and Celaena had seen it. But she stops him also when he is trying to freeze the door shut, because she's like, the iron is going to take all of your magic and you're going to burn out. And so I appreciate the confession that happens after this, but obviously she's like, you have magic.
You already know.
Attitude.
Yeah.
Like,
also, the theory that the king is using a word key to forge these dark monstrosities, Gemini, that is not Celaena's deepest secret. girl.
What I remember, when I read A Court of the Colors, I remember having asked you to a specific question that after reading this book or series becomes a little more clear. So in A Court of All the Covers, when we're like first introduced to the Fae, they're all like, "Oh, let's wear these iron bracelets and wear these iron things. They'll protect you from the Fae, right? Because that's in this book, right? Like in this book, the iron protects from the Fae, and in A Court of the Covers, like, maybe Tamlin's like, that's not real. Like that doesn't work.
That's a like,
is it
a known thing about Fae across universes is that like iron. You see it in Quicksilver too.
I don't remember, but I just thought I thought it was funny how like that, and then in I think it was in this where like when we get more Fae, like someone says, yeah, we can't lie, and in A Court of the Covers, like, of course we could lie. Wow, that's so stupid.
Yeah, the Fae here work differently than they do, and
that's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we? 46. Panic sets in when Celaena discovers that Celaena Sardothien, who possesses a dormant magical bloodline. Do we know that?
No.
They say it.
She is theorizing that she possesses a dormant magical bloodline, and she has been shipped off to Morath by Duke Harrington to be his bride.
Mm-hmm.
Racing back to the tomb, the assassin finally solves the cryptic riddle, realizing the bizarre phrase on Elena's tomb is an anagram pointing to the...
No, you're dead. We can't hear you. Your mic went off. It's red now.
I got it with my face. Where was I? He races back to the tomb. The assassin finally solves the cryptic riddle, realizing the bizarre phrase on Elena's tomb is an anagram pointing to the first word key. She discovers a hidden compartment in the Stone Queen's crown, only to find it completely empty, confirming her worst fear that the king of Adarlan stole the key years ago. Desperate for answers and a proper goodbye, Celaena resolves to use a dangerous blood spell to open a portal and summon Nehemia's spirit. This was dumb, Celaena.
This is so dumb, right?
Real dumb. She doesn't know what she's doing. Never used magic before.
And you don't fuck with death. No. That's not the first thing you use your magic for.
No.
Right? Like, I'm going to open up a giant portal to the unknown. Like, absolutely
not. I will say I did see something. I saw this on Reddit, and I will agree with somebody. I thought this happened a little quick, as in like, I don't think there's any universe where I could look at a sentence and be like, oh, this is obviously an anagram. Let me rearrange every letter.
I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, that's a stupid phrase. It's got to be an anagram.
I don't know. So even if
or I was like, it's got to be a code in some way. Like it's either an anagram or like it's got, if I don't know. But I was like, there's got to be more to it.
Even if it was an anagram, there's no way I'd ever be able to put it in the correct word order, personally, especially that quick that she did.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So
she knows how to read.
It's true.
She does know how to read. All right. Chapter 47. Deep within the hidden tunnels, Celaena paints a glowing green portal on the wall using her own blood and recites an ancient incantation. The void opens and Nehemia's glowing spirit appears, but the princess refuses to cross the threshold or answer questions, strictly warning Celaena never to tamper with this dark magic again. Nehemia shares a bittersweet farewell, calling Celaena her bright light in the darkness, before vanishing into the abyss forever. As the portal remains open, Celaena is shocked to realize Archer has been secretly tracking her and is standing right behind her.
Idiot.
And Nehemia is like, you stupid bitch. Don't ever do this. What is wrong with you? If you do this again, you're fucked.
I'm not the one who's going to answer.
Right, yeah.
Is what she says. Yeah. Okay. Chapter 48. I said this in the last episode when you were like, is Archer good or bad? And I was like, I genuinely do not know, because every time Archer shows up, I have a different feeling about him and he is a different person. So like, I don't know. So you're going to be like, did this surprise you? And I'm going to be like, no, but also yes, because I had no idea what was going to happen with Archer.
Is that
Archer?
good? Do you like that you didn't know how it could have went with him? Or?
I like it because it's one character.
Mm-hmm.
If this was every character, I think I would feel stupid.
Okay.
Because it's one character, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Chapter 48, Archer confesses his true treacherous intentions. He wants to uncover the word keys to violently overthrow the king and seize power for himself. Seeing the snake tattoo on his wrist, Celaena realizes Nehemia's cryptic warning was actually about Archer's secret society and that he orchestrated Chaol's kidnapping to isolate her. Feigning romantic sympathy to catch him off guard, Celaena plunges a dagger into his shoulder, initiating a fierce, high-speed duel. The battle is abruptly interrupted when the dark portal begins to swirl and a horrific clawed demon steps through the mist instead of a ghost. Yikes.
Stupid bitch.
Chapter 49. As the pale demon attacks, Chaol and Dorian burst into the subterranean chamber to save her, with Dorian using his raw magic to blast the monster against the wall. Amidst the chaos, a panicked Archer flees with the spellbook, destroying any chance of easily closing the portal. The creature snatches the injured dog Fleetfoot and drags her back into the dark void.
Not okay.
No,
How
not
dare.
good. Unreal. No.
Prompting, and honestly, I was very comforted in this moment by you guys telling me Fleetfoot was going to be okay.
Yeah, no, you needed to know that. Some people are mean. Kim. Don't.
I would have Googled it. I would have Googled it.
Yeah, and
Is
what
the
should have-
dog dead.com.
right.
Does the dog die.com. Prompting a desperate Chaol to dive through the portal after the hound. Driven by feral rage, Celaena knocks Dorian aside and leaps into the otherworldly mist, her form violently shifting to reveal pointed ears, elongated fangs, and devastating Fae magic. I did not know Celaena was Fae. That is not where I thought this was going.
Great.
I thought she was part Fae because she was descended from Elena, but I didn't think she was this much Fae.
Fae.
I didn't think she had a Fae form.
She's high Fae.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, sure.
Whatever. It's not a spoiler.
They don't call him that in this book.
No, they
Yeah.
call him. Wait, what? Oh, high Fae?
They just high Fae, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of like this. So I found it interesting. It's in the next book, but it's not a spoiler. You said that she doesn't have a Fae form. Fae is her form. Fae is her natural.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
her quote unquote animal form is human,
It's
which I
human,
I think that's pretty. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's cool too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I wrote Archer, Fae, Fleetfoot. And then I wrote, what is Dorian?
Why is Dorian?
Where is Dorian?
How is Dorian?
Who is Dorian?
When is Dorian?
What do?
Scooby Doo is Dorian.
All right. So chapter 50, the blinding pain of Celaena's transition rips through her as her true Fae features are finally unleashed in the underground catacombs. With her pointed ears and glistening canines exposed, savage and unforgiving fire magic erupts from her body, instantly blasting the terrifying demon away. Heightened senses overwhelm her as she places herself between the snarling creature and Chaol, bellowing a ferocious challenge while raising the sword to Maas. Realizing her ancient burning power is completely uncontrollable and just as likely to harm her friends as the monster, she desperately snarls at Chaol to take Fleetfoot and run.
Let's go,
This
Celaena.
is a Sarah J. Maas last 20% of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Things are happening.
And I am, as always, yet again disappointed that her magic is fire.
Why?
Why?
Because there's so much more interesting magics to be had.
Oh, shut up. I was with you on the lightning one. I was like, that's dumb.
You were with her on the lightning one, but
Yeah.
you're not with her on the fire?
No, because this one's cool. Because
They're
you can
both
use
cool.
fire.
They're both the same thing. They're both just pew pew. No.
What would
boring.
you? What's the unboring one?
Being, there were some, and the signets in Fourth Wing, there were so much better ones.
You
being
still haven't
able
named
to
anything.
walk through walls or to read people.
Oh, okay.
Memories
The
and
great
attention.
Celaena Sardothien's super magic power to save the world is fucking walking through walls. Thank you,
Cooler
walk through walls, heart.
It's spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Fire's boring.
Okay.
Chapter 51. Chaol plunges back through the portal with the injured Fleetfoot, leaving Celaena alone in the misty, desolate realm to face the monstrous creature. Embracing the full, devastating extent of her Fae heritage, the assassin completely annihilates the demon with a magnificent explosion of pure fire. Racing back against time, she throws herself back through the glowing green archway just seconds before the portal seals itself forever. Back in the underground hall, she finds a terrified Archer Finn cowering with the spellbook, completely stunned by the supernatural slaughter he just witnessed. I forgot Archer was there.
No, I didn't. I like this part. I don't know. Well,
yeah. If I were Archer, I truly would have run.
I would be gone.
He had the spellbook. Get the fuck out of there.
He tried. Remember? So he tried to leave, but he couldn't get the gate open. He was trying to open the gate, and he was like, "I'm so weak, I can't open the gate." And Celaena was like, "Great, I shall now kill you."
The immediate demonic threat neutralized, chapter 52, Celaena turns her lethal focus entirely onto Archer, the man who orchestrated Nehemia's assassination. Pinned down and out of options, the courtesan desperately tries to plead for his life, but the grieving assassin is utterly devoid of mercy. Recognizing that Archer is too manipulative and dangerous to be left alive or allowed to escape, she executes him in the dark tunnels, bringing a brutal end to his treacherous rebellion. The bloody revenge she swore to exact for her murdered best friend is finally complete. Her last words to him are, he says something like, "I knew you were a good person," or something. And she said, "No, I'm not, but Nehemia was." And then she kills him.
I actually like this a lot because this does the opposite of what basically everything else with a good main character does, where Archer's like, "Please don't kill me, I'll be good." And he's like, "Okay, fine." And she walks away, and then he makes one comment, and she's like, "Nope, that's you shouldn't have said the other thing," and then kills him. Because everyone else, literally, every other thing that I'm just thinking, they would have been
the Batman role.
Yeah,
it's
right.
The Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was nice. That was a nice change.
Okay, chapter 53. Exhausted, battered, and covered in gore, Celaena makes her way back up to the castle, securing the safety of Dorian, Chaol, and Fleetfoot. The horrific events beneath the library force the trio into a fragile pact of silence, knowing that revealing the truth about the word keys, the demon, or Dorian's magic would mean instant death for all of them. Despite their shared trauma and survival, the emotional chasm between Celaena and Chaol remains impossible to bridge, cementing the tragic end of their once beautiful romance. The King's Champion retreats to her empty rooms, left alone to bear the crushing weight of her grief and her newly accepted destiny.
It's crazy they were all talking about that while getting patched up by some random healer.
Yeah, who could that be?
Someone very pretty.
But not beautiful.
Not beautiful.
Just pretty.
What an backhanded compliment.
Chapter 54. Realizing that the King of Adarlan is playing a game far more dangerous than anyone imagined, Chaol decides he must get the woman he loves out of the capital immediately. He manipulates the king into sending Celaena on a highly dangerous, months-long mission across the ocean to Wendlin, supposedly to assassinate their royal family and steal naval defense plans. The king eagerly agrees to the plot, entirely unaware that the captain of the guard is actually orchestrating the assassin's escape from the continent. When Chaol, because the Fae live over there. When Chaol delivers the news to Celaena, she accepts her assignment, viewing the distant land as a necessary refuge and an opportunity to seek out the Fae Queen Maeve for answers.
Yeah, and at that point, I remember I just liked so Chaol brings up this plan, and Dorian's looking at him like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." Dorian's pissed.
Yeah.
Well, we just had the fact that Chaol goes to his father and asks for his father's support this also, and makes the deal with his dad that he'll return to Anil, to the seat of their whatever, and sort of take up the mantle of being his heir again. So Chaol is also sending Celaena away, but also sending himself away, sacrificing his position and his life in the capital.
And he doesn't tell Dorian about Celaena being Fae.
Yep.
And he doesn't tell Dorian the true reason for sending her away. So that's clearly forming a rift between them. We get another, this isn't super in the notes, but we get more king perspective here. And he says something, I don't know exactly what he says, but he says something about like what Arobynn, the daddy assassin, knew about Celaena. And so I'm wondering, like, what did he know about her? Because the story that we've heard up until now is like she was an orphan, he found her in a river, right? And like that was that. And those things are true, but like what else did he know about her? So I'm interested in finding out more about that. And this is also when he talks about the wyverns and like recruiting the Iron Teeth witches to do something with the wyverns. I don't think we know what yet, but he says like the wyverns in the gap and the winds.
So this is go ahead.
And then I wrote something is nameless, unnamed, anonymous, but I don't know exactly what that is.
So
I don't remember.
I remember this. So way back in Throne of Glass, book 1, at the end of the battle with Cain, she gets some weird mark on her head.
Yes.
And everyone was like, I don't know what that is. She asked Nehemia in book 2, do you know what it was? She's like, I don't know what it is. And the king now reveals, like, I saw the mark. I'm kind of concerned or not, unclear. But the mark either said nameless or something without a name or something
nameless,
like that.
Unnamed, or anonymous are the words that he uses to translate it. All right. Chapter 55, on the morning of her departure, Celaena bids a tearful farewell to Dorian, gifting, well, she doesn't give him Fleetfoot. She's like, can you watch my dog for me? And leaving him with cryptic advice about embracing his own magic. I thought this was really sweet, the goodbye between Celaena and Dorian. They're friends.
Yeah.
And I like that for them.
There's going to be long-distance besties for a while.
Yeah. She shares a final heartbreakingly tense goodbye with Chaol at the docks, holding back the full extent of her emotions as she prepares to board the ship. Right before she leaves, she gives the captain a monumental clue regarding her true identity. She just says a date to him. As the ship sets sail across the ocean, she finally leaves the glass castle and the king's dark schemes and her shattered life in Rifthold behind. Chapter 56, driven by Celaena's parting words, Chaol desperately digs through the Royal Library's genealogy records, specifically examining the Ashryver family tree from Terrasen. He uncovers an old poem about the fairest eyes of brightest blue ringed with gold, instantly recognizing the exact description of the assassin's striking gaze. The date that she says is the date is of her parents' death. The devastating truth hits him like a physical blow. Celaena Sardothien is actually Aelin Ashryver Galathynius, the rightful queen of Terrasen and the greatest living threat to the Adarlinian Empire. Sinking to his knees in sheer shock, Chaol realizes he just sent the lost Fae Queen directly into the arms of her most powerful allies. In friendship, Rick. That's how the notes end.
Yes.
That's how the notes end.
Oh, yes. They do.
So this is the point where I say that I knew that her name was Aelin. I did not know that she was Aelin Ashryver Galathynius until I said her name is Aelin, and Rick said, it's Aelin Ashryver Galathynius. And I was like, okay. But in this book, you hear the name Aelin Galathynius like early in the book. So I was like, oh, that's a thing. So I did know that, but I assumed that she was the heir to Terrasen, and I assumed that she was related to Elena in some way. But I didn't know she was Fae. But in the interest of being honest about my spoilers, I did know that.
What, that her name was that?
That her name was Aelin. Yeah. Well, I was like, I read the backs of the books, and so what I said to Rick originally is I was like, I know that the first 3 books are about a different person than the rest of the books. So I think that Celaena dies at the end of book 3, and that's why you're supposed to go back and read Assassin's Blade to get her full life story before you switch over to this new main character. And then like 2 days later, I got this spoiler, and I was like, oh, okay, that's good, because if she actually, like, if I spent 4 books with somebody and then she died, I'd be pretty pissed. So that was my original theory.
Well, Celaena sort of does that.
In a series, you never read all of the book jackets.
I didn't read all of them. I just like glanced at it and was like, who's Aelin?
You're always going to get spoilers if you read the
You're
book
always
jacket.
going to get spoilers.
I did that a long time ago, so I don't know. I don't remember anything else about them. Okay, my thoughts.
I want to know about the rings.
Yeah, so I was like, are the 3 rings, because at this point we knew about 3 rings, that we know that at this point in the book, we knew that the king had a ring, the duke had a ring, and now the cousin has a ring. So I was like, the 3 rings are the 3 stones. And then I was like, no, that's too easy, that he has all the stones already, and they're making it so like he has 1, maybe 2. And we don't know where the 3rd one is. So I was like, that can't be true. And then the beginning of the next book, more people have rings. So it can't be that. But I do think that the king's ring is the word key that was in the crown in Elena's tomb.
One ring to rule them all.
1 ring to rule them all. And I think that he's creating things with that power. So the clock tower is one of the things. The other rings are one of the things. We know a little bit more about the rings now in the 3rd book, so I'm going to not say that. But I do think that his ring is the stone, the first stone. And I don't know, do all the stones look the same? Like, I don't know. But that's my theory. If the ring itself is not the stone, the rings are certainly created by the power of the stone, because they're made of the same material, and they've really like harped on that. So they're from the same source of power.
Yeah, and just going based on just specifically what they said at the end of this book, he most likely can't have all the word stones yet, because if he does, the world will be fucked already.
The world would be, yeah, for sure. And so that's why I was like, it can't be the rings.
Yeah.
The 3 rings. And now we know there are more than 3 rings. So.
All right. So you have started Heir of Fire, so I can't really ask you what you think's going to happen next. But
I can tell you what I thought was going to happen next.
That was my question. So like, our friends are separate now.
Yeah. And so our friends are separate, but at this point I was like, I think that I don't think it's going to continue to be fully from Celaena's perspective. I think we're going to get Celaena's perspective and like what's still going on at Rifthold. So that's what I thought was going to happen. And I was like, we're going to meet some new people, because I know there are names that we haven't met yet, and I'm hopeful that we meet them. And I can tell you in the first third of Heir of Fire that both those things happen. But those are my only like real predictions. I have a lot more wonderings than predictions. If Celaena is Fae from her ancient Fae heritage, I am really wondering what Dorian is. I think it would be too straightforward if Dorian was also demi-Fae from the same heritage. That just feels like, I think Sarah is always doing too much. And so I think she's doing more than that. So I'm curious about Dorian and where Dorian's magic comes from. Again, I'm curious about what Arobynn knew about Celaena when he took her in. I don't think we're done with him. I do think he's coming back at some point. And what else am I wondering? Yeah, the rings.
Good wondering.
I had told this to me and Amanda spoke about this, but I haven't told you, Kim. So Amanda just said like, oh, I wonder where Dorian comes from. Just doing some like genealogy in my head. Like, yeah, Brannon.
Well, I was going to talk about my theory in the next episode.
Okay. I mean,
you can talk about
we
that.
could talk about it. I mean, because we get it in this book. So like Brannon is top of the tree.
The first king.
Right. And under Brannon is Gavin. That is his son. Gavin's wife is Elena. She is Fae. Right? So
she is part Fae.
Well, right. I don't remember. Yeah, she's either part Fae or Fae. I don't actually remember. So my question was like, does Celaena come from the Gavin Elena line? But does Dorian just come from the Brennan line where he doesn't have that Fae? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't actually remember, but
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't remember either.
So I don't think Dorian is Fae. I also don't remember, so this can't be a spoiler. Like, I legitimately don't remember. And if he's not, that would explain it if he just came from like Brannon. If he's like Brandon's his uncle or Gavin is his like uncle, and not his like great relative or something, grandfather.
And they've talked about like magic wasn't just a Fae thing.
Right.
Like,
I was telling them that.
Wielders that were human, and that's why, you know, so many of the like massacres that happened 10 years ago were like the king trying to kill off all of the the magic lines. So it could just be that he has magic.
Yep.
The last thing I wrote down, I don't know who said this or what they said it about, but such a little light holding the darkness at bay, I thought was quite beautiful and aligns with what Nehemia said to Celaena about not letting her light go out. Obviously, we've got this like dark obsidian stone situation happening. And so I think like the light and the darkness, as with all Romantasy books, is significant. And so I thought that was a nice way to end this section. Stars and soups.
Okay, kissy face emoji. Right? We got a kissy face emoji on this for the soups.
I gave it a soup.
Really?
I gave it 1 can of soup because of the thing where she shoves him in the broom closet.
Okay. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
It's still closed door, but it's soup.
If we're allowed to, are we allowed to give half stars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because
Halves, no quarters is the rule.
Goodreams doesn't let me give a half star, and I don't understand why. It's really stupid.
They also don't let you DNF a book. Come on, Amazon.
I'm gonna. This is really where the series picks up for me. And I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. The beginning was a little slow for me, but I mean, damn, does it pick up at the end? Like, when I re-reviewed it on Amazon or Goodreads, I gave it a 5, and I was like, it's not a 5, but it's not a 4. I have to give it a 4. But I feel really good giving it a 4.5. Like, we advanced with some characters. We had a huge revelation at the end. We're setting up a lot of stuff. There's still so many questions that I'm like curious about. And we're really start to just the world is really expanding now. Like consequences are getting they starting to really matter. So this was a 4.5 for me.
I'm torn between a 4 and a 4.5. And it's partially because I think the next book's my favorite. And so, spoiler, that one's going to be a 5 for me. And this is not that quite as much for me. And partially, this is just personal preference. I didn't really love the portal thing. And I loved all the revelations and the more world building that came from that. That was super important, but that just wasn't really my favorite part. And I didn't really like Archer, and I didn't really like that Nehemia died. Which again also set up a lot of other things being put into motion. So I get why it happened, but personally I was just fuck you, SJM, Nehemia was cool and badass, and I would have liked to have seen her all the way through the series. So I'll say 4 now. 4.
It's a 4 for me. I liked it better than Throne of Glass. The books are improving for me as we're reading, but it's still 4. So same stars, but I liked it better. I think similarly, I didn't really like Archer. I didn't really get his deal. I wasn't mad about not really getting his deal, but I don't know. Rick and I have already talked about this, and so I understand why we've read 3 books and there are 3 different love interests, but I actually could have done without both Chaol and Dorian being love interests of hers. I would have been fine with both of them having feelings for her, but it is kind of annoying to me that she in the last book chooses Dorian and then lets him go, and then in this book chooses Chaol and then lets him go. And we what Rick and I were talking about earlier is it is realistic for people to have partners before they find their partner. But
they are, or she is at least 19.
Yes. Right. And so I was okay, so Sam's her childhood love, and then Dorian's her high school boyfriend, and then Chaol is her college boyfriend, and then whoever we meet after that is going to be the one. But I'm also I don't know, this feels like a fantasy series with the romance as a side. And so I'm kind of I just feel we could have done without it is all. And maybe I'll feel differently when the series is over, but that's how I feel.
I guess I like it because I like that it adds just another layer of the world, and it adds it shows a full character arc, right? Violet and Xaden are always together. That's it. It's Violet and Xaden, right? Like, even in A Quarter of the Covers, in the second book, it's Feyre and Rhys, and that's it, right? Like, I do like where it's like, is it this person or that person? I like this person, and don't forget.
Well, that does happen in A Court of the Green cover, but in A Court of the Pink cover, it's very sad.
I mean, once we get to the middle of Court of the Green cover, it's over. And, you know, even in the beginning, it's like, don't forget about Sam. So, like, it just shows, like, she's been through a lot. And I really like the growth in that.
Yeah, I'm not, like, mad at it. It's just, like, I don't know. It's just not that.
I like it in terms of, like, sort of what Rick is saying, but in terms of, like, the character development and adding nuance to these relationships, because these are both really complicated relationships now.
Yeah.
And clearly these are characters that we are going to be following for quite a while. And so knowing that they're not just like, yay, we're buddy, and that there's, like, actual, like, long-standing conflict here and complicated feelings, I think is really cool for how it leads us further into the books.
I guess I just, like, didn't need to be like, am I team Chaol or am I team Dorian? Like, I didn't need for that to be, like, pit against each other and feel like I, like, made a stand about being team Chaol. And then in this book I was like, well, I'm not. Like, he's fine, but, like, I'm not. I'm team
Dorian.
Nobody. At the end of this book I was like, I'm team nobody.
No, you have to pick one of them.
I was like, everybody is a guy for somebody and nobody is a guy for Celaena. That's how I left this book.
Yeah.
It's always Team Dorian.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm always going to pick the grumpy refrigerator.
He's not a refrigerator, as our good friend, Oi Governor, Jamie said. So.
Okay. All right. Well, what else are we reading?
I read the greatest book ever made. It was so good. It was called something. Survival of the Fated. It actually wasn't called Survival of the Fated. Survival of the Fated is the series. The book I read is called Lust and Lollipops. Yeah, it was. Her name is Lollipop. Well, that's her nickname.
Hate it,
right?
Look, when the male main character first met her, she was eating a lollipop, so he called her Lollipop and then Lolly after that. But the book is so good. It's 200 pages. Doesn't outstay its welcome. It knows exactly what it wants to be. It's basically the show Survivor, but, like, finding a mate, like, with, like, 15 fae trying to vie for one girl. And it's really funny. And I finished in, like, 2 days, and I have 2 more books if I want to read them, and I'm gonna, because they're really dumb. And it's just like watching Real Housewives, if I've ever watched Real Housewives.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Rick was describing this book yesterday, and I was like, this sounds like Stockholm Syndrome and sexual harassment. Like, that's really all I took away from this. It was like, they kidnapped this woman and are holding her. And he's like, no, she's not a prisoner because they treat her well. And I was like, that is literally...
Still no.
And as I've said, while Amanda shakes her head, and whose favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I know, but she is a prisoner.
She is a prisoner.
I wouldn't say she's not a prisoner.
All right, well, she's not treated bad.
Right.
And then apparently, and Rick was describing a scene where all of the, like, contestants are, like, walking around with their dicks out.
Yeah.
And I was like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
It's really funny. It's really funny.
Incredible. I read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I really wanted to love it, but I didn't love it as much as I did. It was 3.5 stars. It was good. But it wasn't, like, life-changing. It's like if Emily Henry wrote Evelyn Hugo. That's how I would describe it. It was good. I have now listened to both Game Changer and Heated Rivalry. I will not talk about them here, but I will say I finished Heated Rivalry this morning, and it was a 5-star read for me, despite me really not liking this audio narrator. Like, I gave Game Changer 3.5 stars because I was like, I just cannot get over his terrible Brookstralian accent. But his Russian accent wasn't as bad. But I don't understand. He makes Shane's parents Southern. And I'm like, these guys are from Canada. Although in Rick's universe, in the bonus episode, they're from Texas.
Hey.
Yeah.
And now I'm reading The Great Man, which is a retelling of,
My
or
life.
reimagining of The Great Gatsby in 1940s Los Angeles among the like wealthy Black community.
I'm glad that's one you chose.
Mm-hmm.
I looked through all the Goodreads challenges. I was intrigued by that one as well.
The last challenge of the season comes out tomorrow.
I have nothing good to report on the book front. I am behind. But I am about to go and get tattooed for multiple hours, and so I'm going to read the entire time. So
What are you getting? What's your new tattoo?
Word marks?
right. I'll show you tomorrow.
Great. I'm excited. All right, friends, your homework is to read Heir of Fire, chapters 1 through 23. Stop when you see 24.
Great. Bye.
Bye.